as we get older, it is really difficult to find your soulmate, that person you are supposed to spend your life with. We are no longer looking at the superficial things, like what a person looks like, what kind of car they drive, if they have good hair, or anything like that. We are looking at what's important. What's your credit score like?
How much money you make?
Exactly. How many baby mamas you have?
50. All that stuff, right? Like,
All
that's
of that.
very important.
All of that. How many bodies have you been with? How
I
do you
don't know.
go? Do you go to the doctor regularly?
Yeah, when last time you had a checkup?
Absolutely. Those things are what's important when looking for a mate. In the spirit of finding love, I have invited Mr. Key on PH Mountain's podcast to discuss love and finding love as a single successful man.
I appreciate that, Raven. Thank you for having me here. You want to ask me the question, my pH?
We'll get there.
Okay, all right.
Keep tuning in. Before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that button down below.
That one.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Keep watching. Ladies, how y'all feeling today? How your PH? Hi, it's your girl Raven with PH Balance Podcast. And today I have Mr. Key with us. Key, say what's up to the people.
What's up, people? How y'all doing?
So I wanted to have Key on the show because this month is Valentine's, where it's all about love. And I wanted to have someone who's a Black successful man to come on and talk about dating and finding love and what it is like in this climate. So if you don't mind, Key, introduce yourself, tell the people who you are.
Yeah. So my name is Key. I'm a realtor by trade. I'm also an investor, developer. I'm based here in Charlotte, North Carolina, from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I enjoy elevating people and changing lives.
Yeah, so I've actually known him for a very long time. He says that I used to bully him in school, but I don't believe it. And I actually owe him a lot of money.
Yes,
he's always been a hustler. When we were in high school, he used to sell all the snacks.
All of them.
And I would always say, "Can I get that? I'll pay you
With
later."
interest. With interest. It was the interest part. I'm like, I can make money out that? Yeah. And I know you good for it, too.
I never paid.
Yeah, she wasn't. She was. At first, she did. We had a good thing going. Then she just took advantage of that.
Because he loved me so much.
Yeah. You see how it is? See what love get you? What love got to do with this? Pay me my money. I need to run that check back, please. Refund. For real. Like, what love got to do with it? That's what we here today. What love got to do with it?
What love got to do with it?
Oh, we got to do a lot.
Pay me my money.
Pay my money. Pay me my money. And that's, you know what? A lot of times, I know we're going to cover this. I feel like sometimes that is the hardest thing of being, success is one of those words like the eye of the beholder, right? But I feel like a lot of times, like, especially in this climate with social media, men versus women, which is so low vibrational, we have that, what love got to do with it? Pay me my money, right? Where people, men and women, it's like you meet somebody who got their stuff together or somewhat together, right? Do this person really like me? Or is it for a strive for stability and resources, right? I think that masculine energy gives. Feminine energy naturally receives. You look at like the sun, they can say the sun is masculine, it gives light, Mother Earth receives it and multiplies, right? And that's the same thing that man and woman do as a whole spectrum. But now we have this conscious of awareness of how one and two come together. And it's like, do you like me because I'm successful? Or do you like me for me? Or do you just like the idea of being with someone that can provide these resources? That's always like, that's something that's been going through my mind. And a lot of other men who are actually doing stuff at a high level, So I didn't want to put the cart in front of the horse with that, but I just felt like that was something that just came to me. And I just felt like that's been a real big challenge.
Well, we'll dive into that.
Okay, yeah, let's dive
into
that.
But before we get started, how's your pH?
I am very peaceful and happy right now. I had to do a lot of inner work to be able to get there. All praises to the Most High. See, sometimes I realize that You don't go through something for yourself. You go through traumas or dark times for you to go in and find your light so you can then illuminate and attract others to find their own light. And I had to love me, and I love me. I'm pretty dope.
Yeah.
So my pH is amazing. It's immaculate. Thank you for asking.
Yes. So I wanted to have Key on the show because like I said, I've known him for a very long time, and you are a very successful black man. He tall, he over 6 feet,
Yeah.
and he's handsome,
Handsome.
and
Make over them.
it.
Make over that. I do. I cook. I clean. Got my own stuff, my own house. I'm funny a little bit.
Let's big him up.
Yeah, a little bit.
What else you want to pop? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, well, I care about people, and I think my biggest thing is I'm emotionally intelligent. Like I always tell women this when I meet them. I'm gonna learn you so well. I'm gonna know you like the back of my hand. We're gonna get so deep and entwined with one another that I'll be able to finish your sentences, and I know your when like things like I know when your cycle's coming up a couple of days, and I get you your favorite candy or soda or food or whatever when your cycle happens. Your pad size. I'm that guy, right? That just know my woman. Like we gonna be able to communicate, and we ain't gotta have words. Telepathy. That's that really get close down in with that.
Okay.
However, it's finding someone that you're willing to put the energy and investment to do that.
Okay. Well, we're going to dive into that. So before we get started all the way, he even walks in here with these flowers for me today. He's definitely a gentleman.
Oh, yeah.
I think he got a little money too, ladies. I know he don't want us to talk about that, but he got a little money. But
I'm an aspiring millionaire. That's what I really like to do. I'm aspiring, right? Aspiring.
well, okay, so let me go ahead and jump in. What type of woman do you like?
I like women that know them, right? That's real. I think the biggest thing, like with different men, women can be different people, right? I like women that have morals, that's fun. I can take you into a boardroom and business. We can go out to a party or a club. Like, just be very honest, open, transparent, and willing to learn. Like, willing to learn, willing to be led. I just like women. Like, there's so many different types out there. And just bring me peace. Can you bring me peace? If you can bring me peace and you're willing to learn and grow, like, we can make things happen.
So you don't have a type. You don't care what she looks like. You don't have a type.
No, what I've learned is this. Anybody can be fine, right? Biggest thing is, are you healthy? Because if you're healthy, chances are you're gonna be appealing. And like we all like enhancements and stuff nowadays. Like anybody, like all that period stuff is like, whatever. It's the ability to take care of yourself, right? To make sure that you're showing up as the best version of yourself. If you can do that, and then be helpful. Like my biggest thing is the mind. Like how do your mind work? What do you think about? Like what goals do you have? And are you not selfish? Because I realize that sometimes people be like, me. What can I get out of this? What Janet Jackson say? What have you done for me lately? Like that right there. Like, can you help? Can we help and do things together? Right?
So you don't want a woman. What if a woman get her boobs done and stuff? You don't want her to do that?
Nah, I've had that. The boobs done, the BBLs. I don't like that because Look, I'm saying if you out there, you got your boobs done, we got a BBL. I'm not judging at all. I'm not. This is not a judge-free zone because I've actually dated women that had both of those. Right? I want you to love yourself.
Do you think it matters though? Like, do you think it matters if a woman gets her body done or versus she doesn't? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is it the body or like do you just prefer them not to have anything? Like what if you get a wife and she done had your kids and she say, "Hun, I want to go get my body done." You would be opposed to that?
I would. I want her to love her. I want her because your body is a temple. Don't allow no doctor to come in and mess up what God made perfect. Like,
but having the baby, it kind of ruins it.
Well, there's ways to kind of fix it.
That's just like if your hairline starts to recede.
I'm gonna shave my head.
You gonna go bald?
I go bald.
But what if your woman just truly, genuinely wants to do it? She's like, "Hun, I know you don't want me to do it, but I want my boobs. I done best breastfed all these babies. My boobs are sagging down here. I want to go get them lifted."
Well, okay, here's the thing, right? I find that too often in love and marriage, we pretty much look at appearances like, oh, this, that, and the third. Like, I feel that if I'm in a relationship with a woman, right, and we're dealing with one another for a while and some time, I would then take the time to try to help her and be resourceful for that, her to love herself. And I think it's kind of crazy, like when you have a woman that's down for you, like that's down, right? Just like that's your ride. Like if I say, hey, I need help with something, I can't share with the world, and my woman is there to help me out with that. The simple fact that you help me out with something, I don't really care about all that. So if your boobs are sagging, okay,
But it's not about you, Key.
You're
It's
right.
about and it doesn't mean that a woman doesn't love herself because she decides to enhance something
Yeah.
or fix something that she doesn't like. That's just like some women want to put on a wig this week, and next week they might want to be natural. It's just sometimes they like different things, or they just want to make themselves feel
Be
better or
more-
look better. So it
so-
doesn't necessarily mean, in my opinion, that a woman doesn't love themselves just because they might enhance something. That's just like putting on makeup. Like, I like the way I look without makeup too, but when I put it on, I like it even more, but it doesn't mean I think I'm ugly without it.
Good question. That was a good question. If she want to do that, if she want to get the breast implants and get the BBL, by all means, get it.
I think that's something in a relationship you
Yeah.
just would talk to your mate about.
Yeah.
Like, man, like, okay, let's come to a happy medium. You go get your boobs done. Let's make sure everything looks natural.
Yeah.
You get your body done. Don't get no big ridiculous looking booty.
Yeah.
Get something more natural looking so people can be like, I can't tell if she got it
Yeah,
done or
not.
not.
Yeah. What I don't like about BBLs is this, right? It's like how they feel. For one, how they feel. And then two, like how they look. So my issue with BBLs is this. I was talking to a young lady one time, and she was telling me she had a BBL and all this other stuff. But her legs, she had chicken legs, and she had a donk. Like, that I'm not okay with. Like, go to the gym. If you can go to the gym, we respect it more if you can work it out and get things going that way. Because it let us know that you're not into instant gratification. That you're willing, the psychological part of that is like you're willing to take the time to be able to work on yourself to hit a goal. And men look at stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, do you just want, a lot of likes and stuff overnight from having that? And then too, like if I really care about this woman, like people don't talk about the downside of BBLs. Like I have friends that own dollhouses in Miami and such, and these women are like dying because something's done wrong, or if the butt don't shape right, then what? Right? It's look all kind of crazy and such. I just rather look, sweetie, I'm gonna get you this membership at Planet Fitness. I'm gonna do some squats. I would rather that and not jeopardize. Because if I really like you, or like I'm like just say I love you, and something like that would happen.
Yeah.
And I'm already don't really like I feel like as a man, like men, sometimes women that haven't really had an experience with a real man, right? Men want to make sure that you're good. We're protecting, providing, right? You can't protect something that you can't have some kind of security over. And if someone's willing and dealing, trying to do whatever it is that they want all the time, I think sometimes like we appear to be controlling. That's not what the case is. Like, for example, I had a conversation with a young lady about a month ago, and I was like, hey, when you leave here, text me when we get your location, right? So I know you're good. That was cool. Then she'll do it again. Hey, let me know when you get off work, da-da-da, so that. And then there's conversation. I'm not going to let you know anytime I'm da-da-da. I'm like, no, you're missing the point. Like, a man, I want to make sure that you got your location good, because my thing is, if I care about you, right, I'm going to be stressing out if I don't hear from you and something happened. Real men that care want to make sure that their woman is taken care of and protected.
Okay. All right. Okay. I got you.
You got me?
I got you.
Okay.
Key, how's your dating life been?
It's been pretty good. I've been at peace, peace and happiness with just a lot of different things. Man, I love women. I think women are amazing. Y'all are truly astonishing, and I've been fortunate enough to catch people with good vibes. So I've been dating, dating with intention. You know, I really haven't been out as much, but I find, when I do find someone, I'll find somebody who can have that good energy, that can be like, truly a helpmate, and it's been like really rewarding. But then sometimes, like when I was married or an exclusive relationship, you have that one person you can just kind of like go to for everything. Like I think like a woman adds value to a man. Man, we can have all the stuff together, but a woman will see what's lacking and just provide that, right? And sometimes, in my field, when I'm dealing with city governments or elected officials or the community, I can't just tell people how I feel in my head, right? And I'm very like direct as a person, but I have to like make things sound great. And there might be a scenario where I might have one. So just say I might deal with something. I might call you and say, "Hey, Raven, this is what's going on. How you think I should handle this?" And the woman just give her perspective, And I really value that. And I think finding a woman that you can grow to do stuff like that, like it's a little tricky out there.
So let me ask you this: with you dating, what are the common issues that you come across with women? What do you think that some women need to be aware of themselves and like, okay, I've seen this a lot. Y'all need to work on this.
Yeah, it's almost like this is a two-part question, right? I feel that as a man, I had to learn sometimes to like not care as much and like see what someone purpose, like see what you can, where someone fit in, where they can, was it get in when you fit in? I think a lot of women, they don't keep accountability, right? And I feel that women want to have fun. So sometimes like to find someone to build with, that's very hard. But like find women to have fun. Everybody want to have fun. Everybody want to do fun stuff, right? So that's easy part. But to really find a woman that can sit there and see what you got going on, add value to you, you add value to her, and really make things concrete. And then too, like understanding the roles of a man and a woman. One of the things that I feel that one of my friends, he's going through a divorce now, and he's dealing with, it's him, kids, then wife, right? Instead of being him and his wife, then the children. And it's burning him up because his wife was a great mom, but not like far as wife, it's like he comes last with stuff. And that's understandable, right? I think being able to look at childhood and understand what your childhood traumas or whatever it is and kind of address that part, But to answer your question, right? It's more stuff is more me. I can meet a woman and instead of addressing something or keeping her accountable on something, because a lot of times, like I think we were talking about this young lady I dated or went out on a date. I had this young lady, we ended up going out, we talked. She said, "I don't eat bottom feeders, shrimp is sea cockroaches, crabs is all this, all that. I don't eat red meat." Okay, cool, we went out. Guess what she ordered? I was like, this mug here, like it's all, like she lied to me, bro. Like you lied. And then it was like, as I asked her this question, it was like I want to say 4 days prior she said this. like it were no months. It was like, yo man, you lied. So I ended up just crossing her out because now
just because she don't eat.
No. She said she didn't eat that.
What?
She said, "Oh, I don't eat that. Oh, this is disgusting." Blah blah blah. So that then we went out, and she was like, "Oh, I want this." I didn't say nothing. I just watched her finish the date, whatever, and I was like, "Okay, cool." And then just kind of moved away from that because here's the thing.
So she said she didn't eat shrimp. She said she didn't eat.
Oh, talk mad junk about shrimp. Talk mad junk about crabs. Didn't eat. Oh, red meat is terrible. This, that, and third. And I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. We went out. Guess what she ordered? Steak and shrimp. I was like, my God. That was 4 days ago. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I was just like, yo, you can't be like, now I'm thinking to myself, if you would lie to me about something about that, like that, right? What else would you lie to me about? And I was just like, no, I can't be with that. And you know, even at the time I was vegan. So I was vegan for a lot of years or whatever. At the time I was vegan. Like, don't say nothing to me. Like, the thing with me, I accept people for who they are, man. Like, I understand everybody got something to go through. Everybody got a story. Everybody been through something. So I'm not going to judge you, right? And the thing with me, Raven, like, I feel like has been like a superpower with me because I'm like that. People share a lot of personal things with me, and I don't go around here telling stuff or like who I did what with and stuff like that. That's another thing too. Like, a lot of guys, I have friends, right? And they'll pretty much have relations with a woman, right? But then they'll tell like, oh, I did such and so and so. I like, if a woman, hear me out now. If a woman give you her body, right, and you turn around and tell somebody you did that,
Corny.
bro, like, you know, I don't know, bro. I just look like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like, nah, man, I've been celibate for 3 years. What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. Like, and I feel that men and women both nowadays, because women are just as bad as men. Like, because I think out of respect, like, I value, like, if someone was willing to have relations with me, I respect that and I value that. I know that's like a real big thing, right? So, and I don't be out here just slanging stuff to everybody. I don't do that. Like, I'm very particular who I with, but I gotta make sure there's like a connection there, you know, because if there's no connection, that won't lead to nothing that you can grow with.
Right.
And I feel that a lot of times in relationships, right, we just get in them for convenience. I actually try to like see like, okay, how can I add value to this person's life? And even if we decide not to work with one another or be together, or, you know, we just become friends, I've found like where I found you, you've elevated, you know? And I think that when you can just add value to people's life like that, and they can add value to your life, like, it's all like, I think that's going to be the pinnacle of like how we like work together and kind of go against this man versus woman thing. Like, I love Kevin Samuels. At the same time, I feel that Kevin has caused a lot of women in a sense to be upset at him, even though Kevin's been saying the same thing that Farrakhan been saying for years. Candace Owen been saying the same thing that Farrakhan been saying for years. But we look at them and we kind of go back and like, oh, this is wrong. This is bad rhetoric. I feel that, you know, we go back to the family nucleus of man and woman, you know, and not like I ain't knocking the women that are single mothers out there, but your kids need their father. Like, there's statistics out there showing that men being present in kids' life, they're actually 87% to be more sustainable and more stable as adults. That's mentally and economically, right? And they did a study, I think in New York University. They did a study in New York University, like the early 2000s, saying that if a man is a single parent versus mom and dad in the same household, that's the same effect. Versus if it's just a single mother, it's a lot less. But I say all that to say this, right? It's this war on between men and women. Like, sometimes I feel like, you know, when I talk to my lady friends and they have their, you know, their girlfriends, they like talk them out of situations. I had this young lady that I was friends with. You know, we just friends, right? Ain't no, we just friends. And she ran a scenario to me about this guy that she was dating. And she was like, oh, my homegirl said X, Y, Z. What you think? And I was like, nah, bro, like, that man love you. Like, he love you. You better leave that man. You be silly. You ain't gonna find another one like him. You know, and they've been together for like 2 years now, rocking and rolling. I think he told me he gonna engage. He gonna propose to her.
Well, that's
you know?
good.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what are some difficulties that you are finding while out here single, trying to find a mate? Like, what's because you're still single? Are you looking for love?
I love love. I love love. I think love is beautiful when it's beautiful. But then it's like, okay, to answer your questions, I'm gonna be very direct. I think the problem is that I blame social media. You have a lot of women that have unrealistic expectations with a lot of different things. And you have a lot of men that have unrealistic expectations. And it's like, we try to like date people for what we think dating should be and not just being ourselves. And I think when you take that mask off and just be real in yourself. Like, if I know that this is a situation, going back to what we were saying earlier, if I put everything on the table and say, hey, this is what it is, right? Do you want to move forward or not? You knew what it was before you got involved in this situation. I was very open and honest with it. You had to make the decision if you wanted to move forward or not. I think too often a lot of women want to get married but don't really understand what it is to get married. And you have a lot of men that don't want to get married but don't actually see what marriage really is.
The value.
You know? The value of it. Yeah, it's like, and yet you can still be in a situation where we can date or be together, you know, and like still grow and such. It's just a lot of that stuff. And I think too, like, another issue that I've actually experienced is attachment styles, right? So there's technically four different attachment styles, where it's a avoidant, it's the anxious, and it's secure. Now, granted, you can be any type of attachment style over time. You can grow to be that, but it's like how someone receives love, you know, versus avoidant. When they feel like it gets too good, when it's getting real, they run. You know, these are people that will ghost you out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, I did everything right. What's going on with that, right? You can really like care for them and such, but they see intimacy as a means of, you're going to end my independence. I don't want you all over me or smother me all the time. Then you have the anxious. The anxious see love like, oh, I love love. I want to just marry this person. You like, dang, you talking about marriage, and I just said hello to you. Like, we just met. You already wanting to get married, and they text you 20,000 times a day, wanting to reinsure and everything. You like, gosh, what, lady? I am working. Calm down. And then you have the secure. The secure, they just, you know, they a little boring. They don't really do much. They there to support you, and they keep trying to work things through. And you be like, dang, you don't want to leave me alone? I done did X, Y, Z. Not saying I do this. I'm just saying hypothetically. You don't want to leave me alone? I done did X, Y, Z. They just boring. They want to be secure, and they want to be there for you. And I think, like, me understanding the attachment styles, that's kind of been my biggest like aha moment. So if you guys are at home, pause this and go look up attachment styles. Read about it a little bit and come back. Are you back yet? All right. So with that being said, attachment has been like real massive on that, because now when I meet people, I can kind of deter like, okay, this person is this type of attachment styles, and this is how they deal with intimacy. So there's I forgot the guy's name. He wrote a book called Attached, and he breaks down how attachment styles go back to childhood, right? So however your primary caregiver treated you as a kid, if they wasn't lovey-dovey, if they were kind of cold-hearted, you slept in the crib, never with them, and it's very transactional, you're an avoidant, right? The avoidant attachment style is like that. If your caregiver was giving you love one minute, like overshowering love, and then got cold or neglected you a little bit, you're anxious, right? It's the anxious attachment style. If your individual caregivers or whoever was like always there and just kind of made you feel safe and secure, then you're secure. But that can always change as you get older. They say like average of 4 years, you can change your attachment style. Like me and you, Raven, can be dating. You can be a avoidant. I can be anxious. And then somewhere around the course of just say we stop dealing with one another, right? Avoidant is Raven's like, you getting too close. I don't really like this too much. I might be calling you every other day, sending you flowers, texting you. I miss you so much. I love you, girl. Come back to me. We can work this out. And she's like, no, I'm good. That whole thing may happen, right? Then we might break up, and I might go inside myself and become secure, heal my inner child, become a secure partner. Raven might become secure, or she might become a anxious partner, whoever, you know, she might change over the next course of years of experiences she may have, and how she deal with love might be that way. So I'm telling you, learn that.
Let me ask you this. What qualities do you think it takes to be a wife?
There's like a whole thing in Psalms about that, you know. Helpmate, be honest, transparent, being able to notice things, speak life into the man. You know, men, we really are very simple creatures. You know, there's a poll that, you know, we kind of did, me and a group of guys, it was like 30 guys, came up with 4 things that men really want. Ladies, you can share this with your daddy, your brothers, your cousins, your uncles, your significant others. Men desire 4 things.
Okay.
A peace of mind. Be his peace. We got to go out in the world and fight the world, especially as a minority. Like, we got to go extra. We got to kind of sometimes go 2 different worlds, and do all these different things, and just a peace of mind. Like, I spend a lot of time thinking about how I'm going to word something, how I'm going to say something to somebody so they don't get offended, right? Then it's support me. Support me. Be my cheerleader. I need to tell, even if it's something simple, yeah, you got out of bed today. Just support me. Like, make me feel empowered. Like, speak life into me.
So as soon as you get up, yay!
Yeah, you up. Something simple as that. Like, that would go so much, like, just to support or just help me out with something. I was working on a deal doing, we were talking about doing a trade school at this, in this town I'm working in, and had a young lady. She took this grant class and used to write grants and stuff like that. And we talking and such. And I'm like, I need to do a RFP, request for proposal, for proposal, right? And she's like, oh yeah, this, that, and the third, blah, blah. I used to do grants and everything like that. I used to do stuff like that. I took a whole course about that. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, can you help me?
Yeah, help a brother out.
Yeah, help a brother out. Yeah, we'll do that. Never got around to doing it. I counted 9 times that she needed help with something, and I would immediately stop what I did to make sure she was good, right? And not try to keep score or something, but it's like a helpmate. I can't be her helpmate. I mean, I can help her out with stuff, but I just needed help with one thing, something that it was like a 2-pager, right? Now, granted, I used ChatGPT and did some stuff, but even with that being said, I wanted you to be like, hey, let's stop what we're doing because this is very important to you to make this happen.
Right.
And she didn't do that. But then when I kept, kind of mentioned up to her, it was, she got very defensive, right? So I was like, nah, like going back to be my peace. I'm telling you that I'm trying to, ladies, when a man try to like express himself about something to you or not criticize, but just point something out to you, it's because that man really care for you. It's when he don't say nothing, you need to watch out because now you just probably just a body or somebody that's there. So you're on number 2, right? So we got be my peace, support me, feed me. I want to be fed. I want the feeding me thing is so important because that's one less thing we got to think of to do. We got to think about so many different things. For example, there's a meme on IG that goes around. I'm like, I think it's hilarious because it's man and woman together and they were out at the mall or Target. The man sitting there thinking on his mind, okay, if something was to happen right now, how are we going to get out of here? What's the exit? They always say that real men don't sit with their back to the door because they want to make sure everything's good. It's a reason for that. We think about stuff like that because our job is what? Provide and what? Protect, right? So we think about stuff all the time. How I'm going to do this? How I'm going to make sure that the bill's good? How I'm going to make sure this is good? How I'm going to make sure a car great? Maintenance, when the lawnmower need to be serviced? All these different things, right?
Some men.
Yeah, we got sassy daddies out there nowadays.
Ooh.
Sassy daddies.
No, we're talking about real men right now.
Real men.
Sassy daddies.
Sassy daddies. So you can use that.
Yeah.
You
sassy daddies.
Sassy daddies. So we got men that be thinking about that. And it's not even like, sometimes it ain't even like what you make. It's just the fact that that's something often. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to eat it. Like, we're going to eat it. Whatever. I had a young lady that couldn't cook. I hope she don't see this. I had a young lady that couldn't cook. And I was like, I would cook with her to teach her things. And she started to learn how to cook. Like, she be doing, her next guy, she throwing down for this man. But with that being said, like, our biggest thing was, because she made a lot of money. She was a high earner. And she made a lot of money. And I'm like, it ain't even about like the like, you cooking for me, right? Just make sure food is there.
Right.
If we do something, make sure I'm fed, right? I can pay for it. Just make sure I'm fed. Like, just want to make sure.
So just make sure it's there. Not even necessarily she has to cook. Just make sure food there.
Make sure that. But even though cooking is an essential skill, like, I feel that you need to learn how to cook if you can do it, because just push come to shove for Uber Eats and all these other places stop. You have another pandemic. How you gonna feed your family? Right. So that thing. And the last one is,
give him some sex.
That's right, girl. I ain't have to say. She
Drop
said
them
it.
draws.
Drop them draws as much as
I
possible.
knew you was about to say that.
Hey, look, I was in a very toxic relationship one time, and I realized, like, dang, why am I doing this to myself? I was young at the time. It was a very toxic relationship. And I never forget, we was at a cookout, and this woman's grandmother looked at me, looked at her granddaughter, and looked at me again, and told her, "Daughter, baby, let me talk to you for a second." She said, "You want to make sure anytime your man leave the house, he fed and he drained." And she did that. And I used to be like, because I'm a lover boy.
This is why you've been in this toxic relationship.
Yeah. I stayed with this person way too long. I'm just thinking myself. I used to be like, dang, man, but I'm fat. Like, she would make sure I'm good, no matter what the situation is. Because grandmother told her, men that are hungry, you are irrational when you're hungry. You make rash decisions. People are different. And yet again, don't let another woman feed them. And don't let another woman get the opportunity to feed him and then, get some from him. Mm-hmm. No, you need to make sure that he's good. And that's what she did. And I was just like, dang. And I couldn't, it was almost at the point like, this is toxic as hell. Why am I doing this to myself? I need help.
Because she been feeding him 2 F's.
Yes.
Double F's.
Every time I leave, you about to go to work? Yeah.
Come here
real quick. Oh, Lord. Come home.
How long you was in a toxic situation?
Man, I don't want to say, but I feel embarrassed saying that, man. That was good. This was good. Again, I was young. I probably was in it for a good 5 years.
Ooh.
5 years. It was very toxic.
Well.
Very toxic. Yeah. Yeah, it's 5
Okay,
years.
so would you date a woman who has children?
I would. So I have kids, and I don't mind that. So, like, I think, like, God give you kids as a gift, right? And with that being said, like, for one, a lot of like women who have kids, this is what I noticed dating single moms. They know how to put other people first, right? And
selfless.
They're selfless. Mm-hmm. And then they have snacks and food. And they know how to cook.
True.
I mean, I'm just saying, you already got, like, what? You got snacks,
yep.
Food. You want been without a man for some time, so your feminine energy respect masculinity. So anytime masculine energy come around, you at least expect to have some kind of peace of mind. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's just, I don't see no problem with that at all, And I think, like, a woman with kids, they kind of, like, went through that state. They don't have, like, time to play around either. And then the time they do have, they're very intentional with their time. That's what I've noticed.
Okay, so is it a limit with it? Like, okay, let's say if you meet a woman, you like her, she got 3 baby daddies instead of 1.
Dang. What? So. Yeah. Man, the thing that popped in my head is she got that Kyle. If that 3rd baby daddy did that, I'm just saying that if she if she was cool and everything worked out and whatever the case is, would I date her? I probably would. Like,
would you marry her though?
I gotta see the relationship and how everything is.
But Key Warren, that's not fair because you have multiple. I mean, even though you had an ex-wife,
yeah,
you still got 2 kids' moms.
Yeah.
So, do you think it's different for men and women?
I do. I do.
Why?
I think it's so different. All right, let me tell you why. So men, biological, like science, I ain't gonna do all that. I'm not gonna go that deep with y'all because I know y'all want to know these different things and such. If a woman had multiple kids, father, would I date her? Of course, I would. Have I done it before?
You started it, so finish it.
No. Well, okay, all right. So, women DNA changes when a man ejaculates inside of them. Mm-hmm. Sometimes semen stays in
in their brain.
In their brain.
Absolutely,
right?
I know that.
So, this is like, it go back to the text. People can say whatever they want to say about the Bible. If you take take religion out of it and look at it as a morals compass of like a way to live life, right? There's a reason behind balance and stuff that they talk about different things. A woman with emotions can be, kind of grown and groomed to that, and she will start acting and shaping like that man. This is why you have a lot of women that that may have had a lot of partners and they're kind of all over the place with things. Mm-hmm. And only way you can fix that is going in and healing yourself, right? I'm not, women enjoy sex just like men. Ain't nothing wrong. Like, I'm not degrading nobody, nothing like that in that point. Right. But it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a friend that has multiple kids' father, and she's dating one of my other friends, right? And they had a falling out. Mm-hmm. She cooked for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Packed every baby daddy a plate. He was pissed off about that. It's stuff like that like I'm like, okay.
I don't think I would have done that.
Well, she can cook, and I can understand what the baby daddies are, and I understand what he said.
He's
and I
like,
understand,
nah, they had their chance. This mine now.
Yeah,
These plates are for me, especially if he paid for that food.
Yeah.
Sis, you can't be doing that no more, sis.
Yeah, see, they came to pick the kids up. She packed them a plate.
So one for the kids.
Well, originally it was worded, oh, take the kid, but they're going to be with their father's family. But she can cook real good. Father wanted to make sure
he got him a plate.
She can cook, right? She can really cook. And I've had a food where the girl can throw down. At the same time, it's dealing with that. Like, I think little nuances like that. And I think
maybe that's where he needs to step in and say, hey, babe, like, I love you. I get it. But, Like, but at the same time, she can say, well, I'm sending my kids food, but that's a sticky.
It is. And then you got everybody do different things. You have kids like birthdays and stuff, how things happen with that. And I think it's always going to be like kind of a divide with stuff. I feel like the biggest thing is this. It's all depending on the relationship and the person, right? Because if you have someone to understand boundaries and respect, see, women want to feel love. Men need to feel respected. Right? So if she respects you and she makes sure that the boundaries are there, then I don't see no problem with that. Not at all.
Right. And it's just a easy conversation.
Yeah.
What do you think about 50-50? This topic where men and women say no 50-50.
Yeah. I mean,
do you think that's a problem as far as financially?
Well, the women, so here's the thing. The women that I've met that got it, they don't got no problem with that. They don't have no issue with that. Now, granted, in my marriage, my ex-wife, she didn't work for some time. She was a stay-at-home mom. And then she decided to work because she got bored and she kind of grew from that and everything. Even with that being said, majority of the time I did pay bills. Now, there was times where I'm in real estate. Checks may not have been coming how they were, recession, all this stuff. Then, she did help out, and I think like as a woman, that's good, right? But let's be real. Times are hard right now. A lot of people aren't making a lot of money. I think you got to do what works for you, right? Women want a man to do, all of it, but what does that come with that, right? So let's talk about like dealing with a high profile man that have the money and stuff like that, right? I think sometimes like if you have it like that, sometimes they're more prone to cheat or like to step out and do different things.
You think so?
I think so. I don't
necessarily think. I think in my opinion, I hear what you're saying as a man, and I respect that. But I think it's all a choice.
It is.
It's a choice. You can have the most money in the world and decide I'm gonna be faithful to my woman because I really love her and I don't want to lose her. Or you could be an insecure guy who thinks with your money and feel like your money is what makes you who you are.
Yes.
So that's why you're gonna go out here because when I step out with this, all the women want me. But a real man who is secure with himself, in my opinion, he don't care about that. He know who he is. He know he got a good woman she is worth more than what Kanye say? One good girl is worth what?
What, like 10?
God, you don't listen to Kanye.
I listen to Kanye.
He says one good girl is worth 1,000.
Don't know that from Gold Digger. What song was off of? You gonna edit?
It's okay.
You gonna edit this, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
No, I'm not. One good girl is worth 1,000. That's what Kanye said.
Kanye said.
A man who understands the value of one quality woman outweighs having all those other women. And a real man, I think he understands the value of that.
So I'll say this, right? I don't want to say this by putting this man's business out there. If I don't say his name, people going to... I know somebody that they got a good thing going on. And every once in a while, his wife, she had some stuff happen to her. She finds people for him. But he makes sure everything's always paid. And I realized a lot of times in the olden days, like the 60s, 70s, like our parents, like I'm not advocating for this. I'm just saying what hypotheticals. I'm not advocating
Where
for
we
this.
going with this?
Yeah. I'm not.
Okay, go ahead.
I think like sometimes. What was the original question? Let's go back to that because we're gonna make sure we stay on the topic.
We were talking about men who have money, and sometimes you said sometimes they have multiple women because of this. So then you started talking about your friend, someone who.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So his situation, him and his wife have an understanding, and they kind of deal with that, right?
So they have an open marriage.
They have an open marriage, and that's what they are into. And it's kind of funny because she told me in like a scenario, and then like as people try to normalize something.
To see what you gonna say before they tell you.
Yeah. Because I don't judge people. I don't judge people at all. Like if that's what you like doing, that's what y'all do. Like do y'all thing, right?
I judge people. I'm not gonna lie.
You judge people?
I do. I mean, it's natural for a human to be like, we might not mean to. I try my best not to, but I judge. I judge. And then if it doesn't really apply to me, it's like, okay, whatever. But yeah, we judge. You don't think you judge at all?
Nah, I try not to. Cause
try not to, but you do.
Man, look, if it ain't, as long as you ain't hurting other people, it ain't causing a damage to me and people I love, I don't really care. Like, do you? Like, and if you have a different perspective, that's cool. Like, I feel that a lot of times, just because you went down a road, right? If you went down a road and you did something, it's because you had knowledge of something to make you work or choose that road to go down. Who knows what the situation could have been? I mean, she could have. I don't know. I don't want to get down to that.
So, Keywarren, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What are you doing to be the type of man to attract the type of woman that you want in your life?
I'm glad you asked that question. So, man, I went through a whole healing experience. I did this whole 27-day water fast. I was praying. I was meditating. I started doing martial arts and Tai Chi, get my energy right. I had to do a lot of inner child work, right, on myself, and really, really focused on that. Really love on me, right? And as far as attracting a woman, I feel like the biggest thing is this. It talks about in the text, you got to make sure that you're in a position, going back to your 50-50, you're in a position to, take care of a woman. I feel like a lot of times men, especially now, women mess with men or deal with a man, and there's no plan, no kind of thing. It's just what it is, right? I'm attracted to you, you're attracted to me, bam, we make this thing work. And there's no goal or any type of over the mountain. There's no plan, right? And then everybody get frustrated with one another and kind of go from there. What I've had to do, man, was kind of focus and lean in on my goals. And just say, a lot of times when I meet solid women, it's out of nowhere. I just bump into them at a Target or Harris Teeter or just random places, right? And I'm like, oh, this is really good. I'm dating with intent, but I'm not out here really looking impressed with it because I love me, right? And I feel like when the right woman comes, I'll just know, and she'll know. And who knows? It might be a situation I might have already met her, and we could just end up twining and be like, "Dang, you dope as hell! I didn't know you was like this," and just kind of grow from there. So that's just kind of the biggest thing that I found out when I try to focus on it, it never happens. But when I take it away,
you just wanted it to happen organically.
Yes, and then two, I've had to learn to take attachments off of things. I don't expect nothing from nobody. But I find that when I take expectations off, it'd be the most amazing thing happen, whether it's platonic, spiritual, physical, or even, romantic, with these different, relationships that, you may have with people. You just see the person for who they are and just naturally just kind of say, okay, how can I add value to this person? Do that. They do the same thing. They reciprocate. Magical things happen. I didn't answer. Did I answer that question?
You know, you be going all to the left,
Yeah.
but I think you answered it. So now that you are like you, so we pretty much covered a lot. I asked you what type of women you like.
Yep.
You really didn't answer it, but you answered it. You kind of went all the way about it. You never described what she looked like, but you said the four things that
She
men want from a woman.
hold on. She's saying that because she saw some women I dated, and she's like, "You got a type." I was like, "I ain't really got no type. I like all women." She's like, "Nah, you like this type." I'm like, "Nah, they just like those. They just attracted to me." But you know what? I'm gonna say that about those women I showed you. At the time, except one, they really was intending to like pour into me, help me out with stuff, and just be there for me.
So, what attracts you to a woman, though? What qualities attract you? What? Think of the one woman in your life that you've had that you feel like you loved her the most
Oh Lord,
out
don't
of all of
touch.
them.
Got me up all night. Constantly looking at look. Nah, I want to talk about that. Nah, we can talk about it. We gonna talk about that.
What was it about her? So, looking back on all of the relationships that you've had, you know, what was out of all the women, I know it's one woman that you pretty much love the most. This woman had you going crazy. So, what qualities did she possess? What did she do? How did she carry herself to attract you to, you know, love her and like her?
She was confident. She had goals. She could cook. She took care of herself. She was very nurturing. She was very respectful. She was just, man, this girl was electric. like you ever meet somebody and be like, dang. I met her, I was like, dang. I had to picture myself like, oh my God, I must be dreaming. This is just and then it wasn't, you know. Oh, she really wanted to, like, she really supported me. I'm gonna tell you something. Like, I had a situation where I wanted to buy. I wanted to buy this property, and like I had some, because you know at the time I was going through my divorce. You know, you can't really show. You know, when you're dealing with divorce, it's like a lot of different things that like are out there and such. So I was just kind of venting to her about this, and she wanted to form a company for me, buy the house as a partner, and then have me refi and pay her out of it. This is all her stuff. I was just venting a problem to her, and she found a solution, which is so crazy because normally it's the opposite for men and women. A lot of times, men, we're solution finders, and women may have the problem and they might vent to us. And our thing as a man, we want to solve all your problems. And that was different. That was very taboo for me. Like, she wanted to like solve a problem, and she wanted to grow and build, and would help me out with stuff. Like, if I was, you know, wanting to do a particular type of meeting with a particular type of person, like I'm real big on colors, because colors subconsciously can like share a different thing. Like, blue's supposed to be for wisdom, red supposed to mean dominance, yellow's dominance too, orange is more slacks and stuff like that. But anyways, I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna wear this, that, and that. She's like, no, wear that tie in this pocket square because it's da da da. I'm like, girl, yes, yes, yes. And you know, it just little things like that. She was always trying to add to the situation, always trying to add to the situation. And she was go like, you know, I hate to like this. Not that this mattered, but she made more money than me, man. Like at the time, and like it was never like I always do stuff for other people. She would do stuff for me, and it wasn't how much money that she made. Like I don't care about that, because normally when we're gonna spend my money anyway. Like, well, I'm gonna be like, oh, let's go to a restaurant and you pay. Like, nah, like we're gonna spend my money. Like, I don't really care about the money aspect. It's just the things that she would do. Like, she would try to put me in position to like win. And I think like when women can do that, it don't like if you can just help your man figure out what he need, see what he want, his vision, and just help him bring that to fruition. Help me for that. Like that right there, that right there, I was just like, yo, it was more of that. Yeah, she was fine. You know, like she was a very attractive woman. She was like cool and stuff like that. We ate the same stuff, and she was honest, like really honest with me about stuff. It was that. So I think like all those things, like she hit all four of those points. You know, like she was very adamant about that. And I think as a woman, if you can hit those 4 points, right, and consistently hit those, and then too, like I normally do, like now when I talk to women, like if I like you, say me and you dating, and I'm like I really like you, I might do an intervention, like sit you down, like hey, Rave, like I really appreciate you, like I really do, I enjoy you, I like this, that, and third, blah blah. What's something I can do that can improve our relationship?
Oh, okay.
I let you tell me what it is, and then
You're intentional.
intentional, yeah, just being intentional, right?
I think I like that.
Yeah. People, I feel like when you look at what's out there, a lot of men don't do stuff like that. You know, I think
don't.
when we talk about the whole cycle thing here,
What?
or we talk about the site like the candy and the wine and pads and stuff, but the intention.
I don't know. So go ahead and
All
explain,
right,
just
so
in case we didn't.
So I think we talk about the knowing a woman about like the back of my hand. So I'm like really intentional with women. I study my woman, right? I get to know what she like, what she want to do.
I think you did say this.
Okay, there was a friend I was talking to, and she wanted to like get this position with this with like teaching at this university. I just so happen to know the not the dean. What's the person underneath the dean? Is it a dean? It's the chancellor. Okay, I knew the dean of this department, and I was like, hey, I got a friend that needs XYZ, whatever. This is the department they were in. Can you like introduce me to the person? Talk to the person, whatever, connect them together. And she was just like, what the world? It only took me like 5 minutes to actually to do all that. But I know that's something she wanted to do. So I think like when you have a woman go hard for you like that, you want to go hard for your woman, right? You want to really push and make sure that she hit her goals, whatever that goal may be. You know, I had another young lady. She was a hairdresser, and she does like really well with that. And she was telling me like how her clients would just book, like just sometimes do different things. And I got her set up on this app that I found that helps scale her business up. And then I worked with her on a marketing campaign or like to be able to increase productivity. And her business has grown like 40 something percent.
That's what's up. So, Keith, let me ask you this. What could you tell women who are looking for a man, what type of things they can do to attract the type of man that they want?
I think figuring out what that man needs. And where these men are like, you got to go like men, we're hunters, right? If I want a salmon, I'm going to go with salmon swim. And I'm going to go with the time they swim, right? I think women get to be intentional with that. But then ask yourself, like, is that what he really needs, right? A friend of mine, he owns a lot of real estate here in the city. And we always talk about this stuff. There's a woman that, great woman or whatever. She was going back, like we were talking, and she was talking about the high value man and woman, right? So she drove a Porsche, right? Just bought this Porsche 2 years ago. It was like 4 years ago now. And she was telling me like how she do all this. She buy her man Rolexes and all this other stuff. And when we talked, it was always about money, right? So, I would just change the subject on the things because she would always talk about money. And found out like when I actually try to dive in with her, she didn't have her finances and stuff together, right? And I think going back to the thing is like if a man's trying to build, be a helpmate with that, right? To be able to like try to connect with that man and see what you can help to build that man up, right? If it's taking care of yourself, if if the man had problems with his diabetes, maybe try to do some faster stuff with him, or work out, do regimen, do that to try to build, or like try to like help him with other things that can be better sources for that, right? If your man needs, and again, this is the type of man that you want, but they might have issues with things. If he needs to be organize his stuff for him, help him out, or refer somebody to organize.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So say if a woman who is successful meets a man, she got her stuff together, but she meets a man that's not there.
Yeah.
Like he might have just started his career, or he might have just got his first good job where he's making decent money for the first time, and he doesn't really know about credit. Should she stay with him and help build him up, Or should she go out here and find someone on her level?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of women feel like, shoot, I've worked hard. I want to find someone that can teach me something. Because I think that's when a lot of women lose a respect for men, when they feel like, man, I got to teach this man everything. It's like he my son,
Yeah.
So what is your opinion with something like that?
And when he get on, he gonna leave you for. I listen to Kanye.
Oh, he do know I love Kanye.
I
So
listen to
basically, a woman shouldn't date down.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
No, he said when he get on, he gonna leave you for.
Look, I retract my statement. I was just being facetious. I think it's great. If a woman really like you, that's the thing. If a woman really like you, right, and she's willing to do that, I'm all for that, because that man gonna go extra hard for you because you was there when he didn't have nothing, right? I look at Jeff Bezos, right? Jeff Bezos, his wife still beside him. I mean, Bill Gates well, that's a bad example, but Melinda was with Bill from the start. She kind of helped him up and get to where he is. I feel that these are some bad examples. They both divorced, but the woman won though. They got like anyways. I think if you can find a man that got a vision, help build him up, help work with him.
But what if he doesn't have a vision? What if he's just a regular 9-to-5 guy and he don't know? He like working his 9-to-5 and paying his bills and living paycheck to paycheck. But he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, Savannah. Good man.
Good man, Savannah.
Yeah, I think money shouldn't be the equation of that, because even if you made more money and such, can he lead you? Right? Can you be led? Mm-hmm. So too often we try to lead with money, and like going back to insecurities and stuff. You like pass up over some great guys that would like protect, provide, do whatever they can, give you their kidney, because you want to look at somebody who have money. Because normally with money, the thing with money I was trying to put out, you have more options with money. Right, you have ability to do a little bit more things. At the same time, there's some good guys that might work at, FedEx or work at like Target, that will take care and love on you and love you how you need to be loved.
Okay,
right?
So let me ask you this: do you think a woman should forgive a man? Let's say he working 9-to-5 and he cheat on you. Like he cheat on you 1-2 times and you forgave him. Do you think a woman should keep trying to forgive this man? He a good man. He love me. But he ain't got it like that. We still got to go 50-50. But he keep cheating on
Well, I think the thing is, like, even with that, like, men, we cheat for more of a physical thing, right? And then women, more or less, emotional attachment. I feel, it's just my opinion now. Mm-hmm. I feel that, if that happens, and figure out why does it keep happening, right? A lot of women, we're in relationships, it's like in-house, it's harder to get to anything. And then you go out in the world, you working all this stuff, and like you got to deal with all this stuff. Go back early to the interview. We talked about the food and the like. If you do that regimen, James ain't got time to be messing around with nobody. He tired. He want to come home. He want to work, come home, go sleep. Like I think
he know he coming home to a clean house, some cooked food, and he getting it. Yeah, he coming home.
He coming home. He come, and then he ain't gonna worry about that, because it's like with men, like when that part is out of our system, right? You can think clear, and depending on, I don't know, like has the health might be or whatever, he probably good for 1 or 2 days. I don't know, right? But it's sometimes with women, they weaponize vagina in such a way where it's like, oh, you not gonna get this, whatever, and it's like, all right, okay, I'm with you, but I heard this pastor say this. If you got water, I love water. We in the desert. I'm thirsty. You telling me I can't get no water. Mm-hmm. But then when I walk away from you, it's water abundance everywhere else in these different wells. Mm-hmm. Would I be wrong for you from
telling you about it? You kept that water from me.
Kept that water from me, and you knew I need this water. Mm-hmm. You know I need this water, right? It's something deeper than that, right? Is he wrong for trying to get a sip of water somewhere else? I'm not condoning cheating or whatever. I'm not. Cause you listen to this interview, it might be like, oh, the kid, he thinks it's cheating. No, I don't. I think if you should find you someone to be happy, talk over, do different things, and what y'all got going on, that's what you got going on. To answer your question, I think y'all can have a conversation about it and see what's what.
Well, let me ask you this. to wrap this up, what's a good Valentine's Day gift for someone? Do you have a date for Valentine's?
I don't, unfortunately.
So
Don't nobody want me. Don't nobody want me.
that's not true.
You don't
You
think
have a
so?
specific type.
Oh gosh. I think do what you feel special for that person. Know your person in and out. Men out there, learn your woman.
Do you think men want gifts for Valentine's Day?
I,
What's
It
a
depends
good,
on-
okay, say if you met a girl, y'all been kicking it.
Mm-hmm.
What's a good gift to you? Should she show up to the date with or without a gift, and y'all just started dating?
Nah, I mean, I don't think so. I think Valentine's Day is more for women, but if women, you do that, like that's a real good benefit, you know, that you can do something like that. I don't know. I'm weird, man. I like stuff. Give me some socks and drawers. You give me some socks and drawers, I loved you a long time. Like, I think that's like the best feeling in the world. New drawers? What? That's how you know you're getting up there.
Yeah.
New drawers and socks. You can't, and tank tops? What? Like, and make them match? Yo, that's a wrap. That is a wrap. But I think truly, you know your man, if you do be intentional to get your man something, get him something. But at the end of the day, like, Valentine's Day shouldn't be, like, I really typically don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't just be a day. It should be every
Every
day.
day.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just do it because it's the day. Do it like every day. Treat and cater that man. I'm guaranteed if you take the effort to really support that man, listen to him, I guarantee you that man will go all out for you. Because I hear, you know, we have barbershop talks and stuff like that in general. We just be like, man, she like this. Because let me tell you how men grade women. We'll lay all the things that we love. Then we look at the liabilities and what we can't stand. And then we look at the stuff we can't stand. Can I live with this for the rest of my life? And then the minute that somebody else and women do the same thing. If a minute somebody else come around that can cover the good things, we put this person on the back burner. But I think like having open dialogue up front with your man or your significant other, just find out what you like. That's why I say that intervention is so important. You know, that's cool until you be on that list and somebody do you
Let
like
me
that.
ask you this before we go.
All right.
How fast, in your opinion, does it take for a man to know this is the woman for me?
I don't take long. You can know, like, man, I'm gonna sound crazy. We just know. It don't take long. You'll know within 6 months, guaranteed, if I'm gonna be with this person.
What are the signs, in your opinion, that a man lets you know, like, this, I'm feeling you? Like, this might be it for me.
Men would just do things naturally to like make sure you're protected and that you're provided for. I think one of the hardest things for a man is like to actually like to fall in love with a woman, because now you're like, dang, I gotta make sure she's good. There's another responsibility. Dang it, do I really want to do this? Like, you might not be in a situation, like I had a conversation with this young lady about cutting grass, right? She lived like 30 minutes out of Charlotte, and she made a comment. I was like, man, come out and cut my grass. And I'm like, girl, I'm in and out of town doing all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna cut my own damn grass. You want me to drive out there and cut your grass? Look, I pay somebody to cut it. Now I want you to do this, man, da. I'm like, that's selfish. If I'm doing all this stuff going back and forth, as long as I get it cut.
Right.
That's all that matters,
Yeah,
right?
if you send somebody over here and pay for it, I'm good with that.
You're good with that,
yeah,
right?
As long as you're taking care of
That'd be
it.
taken care of, right? But she was so big on, I want you to do that, right?
I mean, y'all not living together right now, so.
We're not living together. And you know it's an inconvenience for me. And it's like, you look at that, it's like, no, I can't be married to a person like that. Because if you do that for that, you'll do that for everything else. However, if somebody was to make sure that, you know, you good, you solid, that you're taken care of, and I know we just know, man. We just know good women. But you got to look at it like this too, Raven. No matter how good of a woman you can be, men gonna go back to everybody go back to childhood with trauma. Mm-hmm. So I think women, you have to ask yourself, look at your childhood, but then ask them about their childhood, right? Because you can be the best woman in the world, and if I never had known what a man was supposed to do or whatever the case is, I might not know what to do with you. I I might just be like, oh man, Raven's good. This, that,
So
and
that's the reason why a lot of men, in your opinion, are the way they are. You could be the best woman, cooking, cleaning, doing all the four things he said, but if he has trauma from his childhood, or he's never been taught how to love a woman, and I feel like a lot of men, they only saw their mama out here hustling and working. They think that's what it's supposed to be.
Yep, because they never had a man there.
They never had a man there. So they come and they lazy and they sit around the house while the woman's struggling and she working 2 jobs and she's the masculine because he's baby boy.
Yep. And then on top of that too, you have it where it's really important to see a man love on your mom. Right?
Absolutely.
To how to treat and be soft. Like something, with me, I have to think about a lot of different things, how I say stuff, whatever. I had text you and I was like, hey, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Didn't even take the time to acknowledge. Did you sleep good? Good morning. All that, all this, all that.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like just me now. When I know someone, I know you. But at the same time, you're still a woman at the end of the day. Right? I can't deal with you like I deal with guys or people in business, right?
Absolutely.
Got to be soft to you. So, yeah, I think that's very important.
Yeah, he texted me just talking. I said, good morning.
Yeah, she did. And I was like, oh, man.
Yeah. Scale it back.
Yeah, scale that thing all the way back.
I'm a woman, and I exude femininity. And I like masculine energy because I want to be put in my place a little bit.
Yeah. And
but you got to be that man to lead because I'm like,
If not, she'll punch you. And you don't want to see them hands.
Stop telling that.
Yeah,
Stop telling that story.
Yeah, Raven got them hands, boy.
No.
Put them out. Give you a 2-piece night talking about no chicken. Yeah, well, so what she ain't telling you is we've actually been to kindergarten together.
Oh,
Raven was in my kindergarten class. Yeah, we went to Behringer together, and I got to meet her brothers and such. Yeah, they like we've known each other for some time, man. I've known Raven for a while.
Yeah, you know what, he did tell me that because
she don't remember me. Like I don't remember you at all, sis.
I have a terrible memory. You know who I remember from elementary school, and this is like kindergarten, y'all.
Yeah, kindergarten.
Like kindergarten, because we went to Behringer.
You went to Behringer, yeah.
Yeah, so this is kindergarten. I remember Sherrice.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sherrice. You know she owned the coffee shop on Batesville Road.
That's Sherrice.
Yeah.
Yo. So oh my gosh. So I used to get beat up by Raven for Sherrice. It's crazy. That's my memory of Raven when I was a kid. I used to say stuff and do things like that. And Raven, I don't know if you share what you
remember that.
Look. So here it is. Raven had older brothers. It was just me at the time, right? I used to say stuff to Raven. Raven would say something back to me, but she, you have older brothers in your household. Raven know how to do a punch. Like she used to punch, like we punch like a man. Like you'd be like, dang, and I'd be like, what the hell? Like people be punching like this. Now Raven was punching fists the right way at such a young age. Yeah, I know y'all see this beauty and glamour right now. Don't be shocked. That mug, she got them hands.
Oh, she won't forgive me for whooping you.
Yeah. So her and Sherrice used to be friends. It's so crazy. I see Sherrice all the time. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go. We have a meeting at her spot tomorrow morning. I'm gonna say this to her, but me and Sherrice, like I would say stuff to Sherrice, and Sherrice would just look at Raven, and Raven would go and just go to work, and I'd be like, "What the heck? Like what kind of?" But they were friends like that, and I would just. A real friend will put them hands. So ladies, if your man cheating and you want to rough him up, call Raven.
Oh, no.
No?
I've changed.
You changed?
Yes.
Good. Oh, and then I'm going to say this too. One time, I said some stuff back to Raven. She said, all right, I'm getting my brother. So I met Corey. Corey came and found me on the playground. Oh, bro, it was terrible. Oh, Raven was giving me all kinds of heck. But you know what? I appreciate you and I love you for that. Like it was a lot. I was like, dang, I can't just sit here.
I don't think this story is true.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. So, I have a bad memory, so I don't remember none of this stuff. Yeah, you see, I just can't remember. I got amnesia. Okay, it's fine, it's cool. I remember it clear as day. Because after that, me and Corey got cool. You know what I'm saying? He was older than us. He was cool. You know what I'm saying? I used to talk about Power
You know what?
Rangers.
You might be telling the truth because Corey, he was my brother that he gonna.
Corey didn't play.
He didn't play.
He played with Raven Boy.
He didn't play over Raven.
Yeah, he didn't play with Raven.
Shout out to Corey.
Yeah, Corey, yeah, you doing your thing out there, brother. We all support you, bro. We love you, bro. But yeah, man, Corey came and saw me. He found me. I was summoned. I'm 5 years old. Hold on, Corey was. I had to be like 7, 8.
Corey is about 5 years older than 4 or 5 years.
4 years old.
Older
Okay, yeah, because I know he went. Yeah, so I was 5 years old. Corey came and found me, bruh. Found me.
Oh.
And had a conversation.
It was just a conversation.
Just a conversation. I'm like, bro, it's your sister, bro. It's your sister. But Corey was like, it's the principal.
at 10.
At 10, I'm like, it's the principal. I'm like, dang, bro, like, I'm 5. You twice as old as me, man.
Shout out to my brother.
Yeah.
I will say he always did have my back.
Nah, but for real though, I'm thinking like that's the biggest thing too. Like being able to understand that, right? Like to understand that, point that out, and being safe and secure. Mm-hmm. Being safe and secure. As we talked about earlier, being safe and secure is very important for women.
Well, thank you guys so much. And thank you, Key, for coming on PH Balance
Anytime.
Podcast and dropping these gems for us. If you see him and you're interested, tell them your socials.
Yeah, it's Key. You can go to IG. It's Key_got_the_keys. You can reach me there, or you can go to Facebook. Key Ardrey, like Ardrey Kell, school ARDREY. And, I'm here to help out, man, as much as I can. Anything I can be a resource to you for or with, reach out to me.
Yeah, and thank you so much for coming on PH Balance Podcast. Mm-hmm. And, I wish you well in your journey to find love.
I wish myself well in my journey.
You never know. The woman of your dreams could be right in front of you. You maybe just are blindfolded. I'm just saying, I've been told that, like, maybe somebody maybe you just in your own way. Do you ever think about getting back with your ex-wife?
No.
Ever?
Nah. And reason for that is just because I think of the divorce, how the divorce was. Mm-hmm. It's like, if you were willing to do me like this, how can you really love? Like, I don't know. I was hurt about that. I was like, yo, we could have did this the most, and I was the most understanding person. She tried to hurt me.
Yeah.
Right? And I
bitter.
Just yeah, very bitter. So I get that.
Don't be a bitter woman.
Don't be bitter. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching PH Balance Podcast. Please like, subscribe, and hit that button down below, and share with a friend who might be looking for love, and they might need a little advice, because some women are a little lost out here, and some men are too. And Key drops a few gems, so get to know yourself as well. Dive into those childhood traumas, and learn to love yourself first. That was something that I got from this. Like, in order for you to be someone for someone else, or love someone properly, you gotta love yourself and heal yourself. Yep. So we're out.